Hi everyone, today we're talking about Carnival stock, which is a stock that I've not actually talked about on the channel for quite a while, so I thought I'd recover some ground on Carnival stock, what my kind of thoughts are with Carnival stock. I'm not going to go too deep into like the company wise, I've done that previously on the channel before, so if you want a bit more in-depth videos into Carnival as the actual company, then go check one of those videos out. But I'm kind of like updating what I'm kind of doing with my Carnival stock right now, and if it's a time to go buying some more shares into Carnival stock with what's going on with the company right now. Now, as always guys, smash that like button and we'll get stuck into it. So obviously Carnival isn't operating right now because of the coronavirus and the risk that it has. You know, even when it was still operating and the coronavirus were going round, we know that Carnival got into a few issues where basically the cruise ship was like just sailing around going, will you let us into your country because we've got all these people that like need medical help, and every country was like, nope, you're not our problem, go to see China, go to Spain, go to Portugal. And like the cruise ships got into a real bother because they had like so many people on these ships in quarantine that had the virus, and it was spreading so quickly in the ships because of just generally how close people are in these ships. So obviously that's a concern about, you know, these ships, are they going to be able to operate at full capacity? So we're going to be covering that all today. Now, for you guys that don't know, I do own some Carnival shares. I started buying these shares in like 2018 because I thought, you know what, this stock's pretty cheap at these sort of prices. It's got a little bit of a decent dividend, so I'll go buy them. You know, the profit's growing quite a bit. It's a decent company and it's on a bit of a downtrend. So I started buying these shares in 2018. And then what do you know, 2020, we have this kind of like black swan event, the CV outbreak, and it just, you know, obviously it's absolutely teared Carnival into pieces really. So I am down quite a bit on that position, but there was the time where I was buying Carnival shares when it was around about the $12 range, and I'm currently up on that position. So in the first portfolio, I'm down 54% on that one, and then since I've been buying since it went down, I'm up 20% on that position. So I've got one position that's down and one position that's up in different portfolios. Now this one, there is a big risk to reward. So normally I don't really buy stocks that have a chance of going bankrupt, because I say that Carnival has 20% chance of pretty much going bankrupt right now, which isn't ideal. But I know this company quite well, and I think that if it does make it through this, which I think it will do, then there's potential for this company to have massive upside. We're talking potentially 100% upside, and then going into long term, if we hold this stock for 2 to 5 years, maybe even a 200% upside. So if it does make it through, and that's the question, if it does, that's the risk part, you're going to probably get the rewards in 2 to 5 years time. So that's kind of balance it out. So generally I go into these sort of positions with treating it with a lot of risk, and also making sure the money I'm putting in, I'm prepared to lose. At the same time, I know that if it does work out, I'm probably going to do okay from these sort of positions right now. Now the big risk is bankruptcy. Now we know that Carnival has had to go get some more money to try and operate, and there's a lot of different variations going around about how much cash Carnival has now to last them. I've seen a few projections saying that it could last them all the way to October, and some are saying that it could last them into 2021, depending on how much they are able to cut them operation costs down. Now even if we get to October, I think that if they get there, we should see Carnival at least operating at a little bit of a decent capacity. So hopefully that capacity is enough to cover costs, and Carnival don't need to go and get any more loans from here. So that's the big risk from here with the bankruptcy. Now these are some positive signs that we've seen from Carnival over the last few months. We've seen the lead director in the company actually buy a lot of shares, which is fantastic. We're seeing Carnival come out and say that, you know, future bookings are actually looking pretty good. So that's a positive, seeing that people are willing to return to the cruise industry. And, you know, I do believe cruise numbers will be hurt for a while, but eventually they will get back to where they were. People are still going to go on cruises. And even if capacity of these cruises aren't what they were last year, there's still going to be a decent capacity, and eventually I think, you know, these social distancing kind of restrictions, you know, I think they'll calm down a little bit. So I think that will kind of sort itself out over the long term side of it. And also we had a big investment from Saudi Arabia that bought a lot of shares in Carnival. So that was a good backing, and obviously on that news, that's what kind of pulled Carnival stock off them lows back about a month ago now, maybe 2 months ago. So that kind of investment was what ended up pushing Carnival stock up from these kind of prices, prices. So from my point of view, is it time to buy Carnival? I think this is one that if you can tolerate risk and you are prepared to lose money, you could see some big rewards from this, and that's why I bought a position at these sort of prices where it's down low, and I want to hold that for about probably 100% gain. That's where my target is. So I did buy at these sort of prices. From my point of view, am I going to be buying any more Carnival shares? I'm probably not going to buy any more shares because I feel like the position I've got is a decent enough size position right now, so I don't want to risk any more money. But I have bought these prices. I think it was is a decent time to buy if you can manage that risk. So I bought some shares, but I won't be buying any more. And like I say, with the shares that I bought at these prices, I am hoping for 100% gain. The ones that I have like an averaging price of something like $33 or something, I'll have to probably end up holding them for quite a few years before I see my money back on them. But as long as I can make money off these low prices, I'll be happy with that, and that's kind of my aim going forward with the stock at these sort of prices right now. So overall, that's kind of my opinion on Carnival stock down at these prices. I know if you guys wanted me to update you on what I was doing my Carnival position, so I thought I'd make that video just covering some key points on here, and I've got many other Carnival videos on my channel if you want a little bit more of a deep dive into the company itself. But that's what's going on in my head right now with my Carnival shares and what I'm planning to do and like my certain sell points. So for you guys that were looking into that one, I hope that video was useful for you. As always, if you can like the video, that would be absolutely amazing. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you on the next one.